Okay, hello people. What's up? I'm here. I was having a little technical difficulty. For some reason, I've been having trouble starting the streams through YouTube. And it's not me, it's YouTube. I get an error message when I start the streams. Try again, do this, it didn't work, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's why I'm a little behind schedule today. But that's okay. I'm going to try to pack as much into this one as I can and try to make this as entertaining as possible, even though I've got, oh my God, look at my face all red and shit. What'd I do? Is that just the light? Okay, well, we'll figure it out later. Anyway, good morning. Happy Monday. And I mean that. Happy Monday. I'm always happy on Mondays. I'm happy every day. But even though sometimes I get... well, you know how I get. Anyway, we're going to get into it. I got a bunch of stuff from the weekend, a lot of bookmarks, a lot of stuff. So play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. And stop the music. Hey everybody, welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, me, Marty, also known as PDawg Night on the internet. And welcome back to the PDawg Night channel. It is Monday. Yes, I know what day it is now. It's the 12th of July. If you haven't done your taxes yet, you got 3 days to get them finished and at least mailed. Don't necessarily, they have to be there. Just got to be mailed by Monday. Or whatever, the 15th, Wednesday, 2 more days. I can't even count. It's the 13th. Anyway, thanks to the extension, thanks to the extension brought on by the coof. Anyway. Hope you had a good weekend. I did. I guess I did. We're trying to build a patio in my backyard. So we're removing river rock. Said river rock that used to be under our deck that we no longer have. And now we're just going to have stairs down to a patio. And removing river rock is not fun at all. Especially river rock that's probably been there for at least 15, 20 years. But that's just the thing that happens when you try to do that kind of shit. Anyway, let's say good morning to people in the chat and get it going because I'm already a little behind schedule. So first in the chat today. Now I'm confused because Richo was here first, and Richo gets the bell. Okay. Cindy Rochelle was here first when we came back because the stream started and then the stream ended. So I'm gonna give you a bell too, Cindy Rochelle. Also, good morning to Cal Ken L, Superman's distant cousin, and good morning Green Thunder to Miney, Duck Dog, Mike Savage, Andy Astley, Jonas Pedersen, Advocatus Diabli. Did I already say that? No, I didn't. Okay, Advocatus Diabli, the Devil's Advocate, is here. Yes, you are. Also, good morning to Gamer Valine, and let's see, Midday Sin. Nice to see you. Good morning, Smarty Bear. I think I've gotten everybody so far. It's limited today. I know a lot of people over on Monkey's doing an after party. Someone I share a lot of audience with. If you want to raid him and with a cereal is not soup in his chat, maybe he'll remember to send people over here when they're done. Also, good morning, Wikipedia Snippet. How you doing? And I'm sure there's a few lurkers out there at work or driving. Just be careful driving on the road. Yes, Kurt, it is almost tax day, Duck Dog. The extension is almost over, which means now I've already done my taxes, but I don't submit until the last day. I don't know why I do that. It's just a thing, but they're done, so whatever. I owe the government money. That's why I usually wait. Cereal is salad. No, cereal is not salad either, and it's definitely not soup. Anyway, so It Never Stops. When I was looking at the internets over the weekend. Thank you, Becca Farley, by the way. Thank you, Cindy Rochelle. And Skookum, I'm going to read your article because it's kind of humorous. As I was looking at the internets over the weekend. Good morning, Tales of Gore. What's up? Give T.I. a few minutes. I'll go tell them to come over here. Oh, give it a few minutes. Oh, no, yeah, they're probably going to be done pretty soon. I don't even tell them to come over here. Just tell them that cereal is not soup. That's all you got. All you got to tell them. All you got to tell them. Again, all right. Back to the bookmarks. The one that really struck me, and it's, of all the things that I pick out, these kinds of stories tend to be my favorite, and I don't know why, but it's just another one of those stories where the question becomes, why? Why? And the answer you might not like, but why? Texas A&M police say racist notes on student's windshield were put there by the alleged victim. Another race hoax. Oh my goodness. What is going on with what the hell's going on here? Okay, something's wrong with my... Anyway, police... Here, let me give you a little better shot of this. Does that fit on the page? No, it doesn't. That's why I went full screen. Okay. Police investigating racist messages left on a Texas A&M student's car in June say all available evidence points to it being a hoax. School officials offered a $1,200 reward on June 25th for any evidence that identified the person who wrote, "All lives matter, you don't belong here," and, well, you know the word, messages before leaving them on senior Isaiah Martin's windshield. A College Station cop who watched surveillance footage. Oh, what the hell happened there? It just disappeared. Is that normal in the Washington Times? Okay, there we go. A College Station cop who watched surveillance footage from a nearby pool camera says that what they witnessed implicated Mr. Martin himself as the culprit. Martin immediately walks to the passenger side of his vehicle, does not open any doors. A local CBS affiliate reported Thursday while citing the department's report. Martin is seen toward the front of his vehicle. A brief white speck is seen from about mid-torso of Martin moving toward this vehicle. Another white speck is seen near his chest area. Martin is then seen stepping back onto the sidewalk in front of his vehicle, most likely taking photos and videos. He then approaches his vehicle again on the passenger side and remains there for a few moments. He is then seen walking around the front of his vehicle. Martin then enters the driver's door and drives away a few moments later. Total time spent at his vehicle, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Footage also shows two individuals near Martin's car for a few seconds, the station reported. Martin was the only person with enough time to place the notes on his car, police added. For his part, the 21-year-old student told Twitter followers on Thursday that he has stopped working with the cops. Well, I don't blame you, because they're looking at the video footage and don't see any chance of anyone else putting that shit in your car. But anyway, and he's a consulting an attorney. Uh-oh. He's a little salty that they're not happy that they don't believe him. They don't believe him. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get where's the rest of this article? Well, that's it. It says click here. Let's see if it'll open up the art. Oh, there we go. What the hell? Okay, that's not what I was trying to do. Click here. Okay, that must be it. Anyway. Yes, the hate hoaxes. There were more than one this weekend. But that was the one that caught my eye. But it never ends. It's like, look, why is it that people think these are going to work. There's so many of them. So many of them. And in fact, I think the statistic now is that only 1 in 3. That's someone says 1 in 3 are real. 2 out of 3 hate crime reports turn out to be false or hoaxes. Holy shit! I don't get it. Good morning, No Room for Squares. How you doing? I don't understand it. Why? Maybe it's just because people need. I don't know. It's victimhood is the new capital. There's if you can be a victim, I think people figured out that there's money in it, there's fame in it, there's clout in it. And it's just so unfortunate. It drives me insane though. Let's see, what else would I bookmark in this weekend? So over the weekend, I don't know where this idea came from, but there are a bunch of people. I'll give you. Here's my favorite example because she's just a ridiculous human being anyway. So Jennifer Rubin, the conservative blogger at the Washington Post, tweeted this out. This fresh hell. New York City reports 0 COVID-19 deaths for the first time since pandemic hit. This is what competent government can accomplish. Oh my God, not to be outdone, Valerie Jarrett says, from epicenter to 0 deaths. Short-term sacrifice saves lives. Oh my God. From the state that has not only the most COVID deaths numerically, but also per capita. Oh, wait, no. Per capita is New Jersey. New Jersey has the most per capita. New York has the most overall and second per capita. And in fact, some of the states they're comparing it to right now, Georgia, Florida, Arizona, Texas, the ones that are having a spike in cases. Well, New York has 5 times as many deaths per capita as Georgia. New York has 5 times as many deaths per capita as Arizona. New York has 8 times more deaths per capita than Florida. New York has 16 times more deaths per capita than Texas. But short-term sacrifices saves lives. Well, let's just show you some of the responses to Valerie Jarrett's short-term sacrifices save lives. Let's see. Having per capita death rate that's 4 times the U.S. average is a short-term sacrifice. Yeah. It's funny because some of these states that are, showing a slight increase in cases and a slight increase in deaths, seems like they successfully flattened the curve. New York certainly didn't. I think the sacrifice she was referring to is the elderly. Oh, yes, because, that leadership in New York certainly didn't help out the elderly in New York too much, did they? 32,000 deaths in New York. New York infecting the rest of the country. They're responsible for 1/3 of all COVID deaths, and Cuomo's mandate killed 6,000 elderly people. That would be truth. Oh, and this woman says the entire country would be at this exact same place with this virus if we did what New York did. What? Killed all the old people? Sent people to nursing homes? What the hell are you talking about, woman? And someone answered, you mean dead? Were the thousands of elderly deaths in New York nursing homes the short-term sacrifice? Sickening. Ah, Becca has a new avatar. That's cute. Hello there. And hello, damn it, Chadwick, too. Ed Sugar Blue Driftwood. What's up? Yeah. And of course, Siraj Hashmi says, I'll show you a short-term sacrifice. Give me that phone. He gave her the Siraj and the check mark and the magic wand telling you were going to take away their phones for a day. She needed that phone taken away. But there is an article that I have that goes along with this that I bookmarked, and it just happens to be, where is it? Should be not Washington Post. Where the hell is it? There it is. So someone named Drew Holden has this thread. He does quite a few of these threads. And here we go. Wait, what the hell? That's the wrong one. What the hell are you doing? This is what I want here. Let's get the right one. There we go. For those saying that other states learn from New York, two things to point out. Clearly, what they did learn from New York's failures, which were major and systemic. Seattle, where the first cases were reported, took a different path. Should I read the whole thread? No. Let's just... this is what I wanted to show you. Because Washington actually did a good job with this. And they were the first place in the country to have cases. And... come on, what's going on? I'm having some internet problems, too. That doesn't help me. Seattle's leader let the scientists take the lead. New York's did not. Maybe this will pop up here. The first diagnosis of the coronavirus in the United States occurred in mid-January in a Seattle suburb not far from the hospital where Dr. Francis Rado, an infectious disease specialist, works. When he heard the patient's details, a 35-year-old man had walked into an urgent care clinic with a cough and a slight fever and told doctors he just returned from Wuhan, China. Rito said that to himself, well, it's begun. For more than a week, Rito had been emailing with a group of colleagues who included Seattle's top doctor for public health and Washington State senior health officer, as well as hundreds of epidemiologists from around the country. Many of them, like Rito, had trained at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta in a program known as the Epidemic Intelligence Service. Alumni of the EIS are considered America's shock troops in combating disease outbreaks. The program has more than 3,000 graduates, and many now work in state and local governments across the country. It's kind of like a secret society, but for saving people, Rito told me. But if you have questions or you need to understand local politics somewhere or need... Oh, let me pause here for a second. First super chat of the day from our friend Gamer Valine with the requisite 420, who says, I'm not a doctor, I'm studying engineering, but I understand flattening the curve doesn't mean eliminating it. I despise the arrogance of those that believe I need a degree to be able to read. No, it's not an expensive paper, just proving I did read the theories. Yeah, we all kind of know that. Knights, Nits, what's up? Hello, Stargazer Knights. What's happening? Tyler F., good morning. And Ryan Rawlings, what's happening? Uh-oh, Simeon Raid. Okay, the Monkey Crew's coming over. Well, we're in the middle of an article here, and that just did... I don't want that shit. Turn that off. All right, so Rito is the medical director for infectious disease at Evergreen Health, a hospital in Kirkland just east of Seattle. Upon learning of the first domestic diagnosis, he told a staff from emergency room nurses to receptionists receptionist, that from then on, everything they said was just as important as what they did. One of EIS core principles is that a pandemic is a communications emergency as much as a medical crisis. Members of the public entering the hospital, Rido told his staff, must be asked if they had traveled out of the country. If someone had respiratory trouble, staff needed to collect as much information as possible about, by the way, if you're rating me right now, I'm just an aside, and you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, just FYI. Members of the public entering the hospital, Rido told his staff, must be asked if they had traveled out of the country. If someone had a respiratory trouble, staff needed to collect as much information as possible about the patient's recent interactions with other people, including where they had taken place. You never know, Rido explained, which chance encounter will shape a catastrophe. There's so many terrifying possibilities in a pandemic. Information brings relief. Good morning, Chicago. Mike, what's up? A national shortage of diagnostic kits for the new coronavirus meant that only people who had recently visited China were eligible for testing. Now, back then, there's a pretty good reason why there was a national shortage of diagnostic kits for the new coronavirus, because they weren't making them yet. They didn't, and the ones they were able to get were unreliable. But anyway, even as Evergreen's health beds began filling with cases with flu-like symptoms, including a patient from Life Care, a nursing home 2 miles away, the hospital's doctors weren't able to test them for the new disease because none of the sufferers had been to China or had been in contact with anyone who had. For nearly a month, as the hospital's patients complained of aches, fevers, and breathing problems, they exhibited symptoms associated with COVID-19, such as glassy patches and x-rays of their lungs. None of them were evaluated for the disease. Rido wanted to start warning people that evidence of an outbreak was growing, but he only had suspicions, not facts. In the end of February, the CDC began allowing the testing of patients with unexplained respiratory tract infections or fever and or symptoms of acute respiratory illness. Rido called a friend, an EIS alumni, at the local Department of Health. He said if he sent her swabs from 2 patients who had needed ventilators but had tested negative for influenza and other common respiratory diseases, would she test them for COVID-19? At that point, there had been only 16 detections of the coronavirus in the U.S., the only one in Washington State. I can't remember why we picked those 2 patients, Rido told me. I was sure they'd be negative, but we thought it would be good to start collecting data, and it was the way to make sure the testing lab was working. The health official told him to send the samples to her lab. Wait, what? Most cats, China is asshole. Oh, someone said China is asshole.
China is asshole.
Shia Grath, what's up? How you up? There's a whole bunch of people jumping in here. Chicago Mike, Gunfox61, Shia Grath, I already said hi to Stargazer Knights. Awesome. I'm just laughing at the monkey raid. Okay, this article goes on and on and on. Long story short, Seattle did a pretty good job with this. New York did a shitty job. And so praising New York, here, let's just go through Drew Holden's his thread here. A little perspective on coronavirus deaths by date. New York has nearly triple the number of deaths as Florida, Georgia, Texas, and Arizona combined, despite having barely over 1/4 of the population of those states. Any reporting that omits that is propaganda. The combined state total is also still less than New Jersey. These numbers are from the New York Times. Eventually, we'll have a reckoning about what went wrong, but if that doesn't start with why so many more people died under the leadership of Governor Cuomo than elsewhere, then it isn't a reckoning at all. And for those saying that other states learned from New York, 2 things to point out. Clearly what they did was learn from New York's failures, which were major and systemic. Seattle, where the first cases reported, took a different path. Seriously, I want my tombstone to read, Tom Frieden, the former CDC director, has estimated that if New York had started implementing stay-at-home orders 10 days earlier than it did, it might have reduced COVID-19 deaths by 50 to 80%. Touche. Good morning, Katie the Skate. Wikipedia snippet. What's up? There's no gotcha dunk in all this. It's heartbreaking. You had people die who didn't need to because of the bad decision making of a few powerful people. I'll put this on the screen. Of a few powerful people. And the lack of conversation and accountability around that is repulsive. It's a miscarriage of justice. Yeah, everyone's celebrating Andrew Cuomo. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you the last two people on earth I would take any advice about coronavirus or COVID-19 from. One, Andrew Cuomo. Two, Fredo Cuomo. You know, Chris, who had it, and it wags his finger at people about it. And when he had it, he was out in public with his family, looking at the house they were building. Remember the little argument with the fat tire bike guy? Anyway, it should be dominating the airwaves. We should be getting to the bottom of this. Where's the discussion? Where's the outrage? It's nowhere. And it's impossible for me to separate that from the fact that the U.S. media played PR flack for Cuomo while this was happening. And for everyone who's like, well, what about Trump? Some more math for you. About half, 65,000 of the 136,000 of all deaths so far have come from 5 states: New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Michigan, and Connecticut. What in good faith do you think Trump could have done to persuade those blue state governors to act sooner? And Anthony Fauci, sure. Hello, Willie. How you doing? It's preposterous to blame Trump. I've been critical of his strategy throughout all of this, but scapegoating him rather than confronting the fact that bad Democratic policy served as an accelerant for this crisis is intellectually disingenuous. And then someone here replies, no, other states didn't learn from New York. If they had, we wouldn't be seeing these surges in the South and West. Oh, really? So New York's surge in the beginning that was accelerated by sending people to nursing homes would have been a better route for the rest of the country to go? Remember, we've tested 40 million people in this country. And a vast majority of them have been in the last month or so. So, yes, we're testing that many people. You're surely going to find more cases. But the death rate's still dropping nationwide, although it's up in a few states slightly, but it's so disingenuous. Just so freaking disingenuous. It's amazing. All right. So, we went from 20 to 40. Thank you for jumping in. Good morning, Amy in Connecticut. How you doing? All right. So, anyway, that's that bookmark. Also, let me do a couple quick thank yous and I'll plug for people who aren't usually here. First of all, thank you, Jaeger Pony, Ciderunt, Jack Cochran, Grillin' Pirate Pete, Becca Fairley, City Rochelle, all of you who tweeted out the show this morning, because the show thrives because you guys help me promote the show. And if you want to do that, you can do it a couple different ways. You can do that hitting the share arrow down below here. You can go follow me on Twitter, Minds Gap, or Parler. I'm on all those platforms. I'm actually very active on Twitter. But the others, if you don't use Twitter and you want to use one of those others, I do notifications there. Follow me on those platforms. You can also, if you'd be so kind, while you're here, if you haven't thought of it yet, click the like button. That's always a good way to help engagement via YouTube. But the biggest thing, share the stream, because we want to grow the channel. I try to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, because we're going to go on the road in August, early August, and want to be able to do the show using my mobile, and you can't do that without 1,000 subscribers. Plus, we can get the old regular YouTube super chats for people who like to use those instead of Streamlabs. And finally, you can support the show, support moi, by donating through the super chat in streamlabs.com, which you can go to pdawgnight.live right there. It's also in the chat. In fact, it just popped into the chat. It says right there, this show is sponsored by viewers like you. Support the show with your donations and have your super chats read live on the show. Click that link. you will be a permanent part of this show. So there you go. There's the opportunities. And thank you so much for people who come here all the time, people who do the super chats, people who participate in the chat. Thank you for those of you who lurk. Even that is fantastic. You're at work or you're driving and you're just listening, and I appreciate that. That's great. And finally, if you watch the show on the replay, leave a comment in the comment section so that I know you're here. All right, let's go on. I'm going to get back into shit that I bookmarked this weekend because it's just one of those days. What? Yeah, Jennifer Rubin is ridiculous, though. There was just some gross news this weekend, too. Oh, wait. The Never Stops, though. My title is The Never Stops. And there's this article in the Washington Post. And now, you know the important question. Did you get my use for those Goya products we have an abundance of? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. In fact, you sent it to me via direct message. That looks so good, and we're going to try that recipe. Yes, I did see that. Thank you. Backgrounds remind me of school pictures. Well, it changes, though. Does school picture background just constantly change, though? All right. This article in the Washington Post, which is TDS Central, Trump Derangement Syndrome Central. I just got a kick out of this because I follow the Washington Post on Twitter just to read their headlines because I don't subscribe to it. But if you want an archived version of this article, I can put it in the chat. Here are 12 signs. 12 signs that Trump would try to run a fascist dictatorship in a second term. Oh, good morning, MC.
Hammer time.
I did not see you there. Hello, my friend. Need herd immunity. No one cares about WAPO. They are a cesspit of fake news. Yeah, they are, but this is great. This is one of those articles where, you know how Trump is supposedly a dictator and, whatever, fascist and all that shit. Well, apparently he's waiting until the second term because the Washington Post put this article out. 12 signs that Trump would try to run a fascist dictatorship in a second term. Oh! You mean he's not already? Please. He lies about voter fraud, admires authoritarians, tries to suppress free speech, and uses the law against those who would hold him accountable. Look, the drumbeat is there. The walls are closing in. They really are worried about what John Durham's coming up with. I think they know that, the funny thing is the Washington Post is famous for uncovering one of the greatest scandals in the history of the United States as far as presidential politics go, Watergate, right? And in fact, that Washington Post study and investigation has led to everything that's a scandal since then being something gate. Everything's something gate, okay? Skateboard gate, bicycle pedal gate, you know what I mean? Everything's a gate. Well, this is hilarious. So apparently Trump in his second term, he didn't do it in his first term. He's not running a fascist dictatorship now, which is actually good news. But apparently he's going to run one in the second term. Here are the signs. The top. I'm not even gonna read this pablum. I'm just gonna show you the 12 signs. Trump uses military power and federal law enforcement to suppress peaceful political protest. Oh, this is all about having the protesters move. Now, look, first of all, I don't think protesters throwing rocks and bottles at officers after being asked to move for three different times, I don't think that's suppressing a peaceful protest. In fact, they moved them, and then the peaceful protests continued, right? And the peaceful protests have continued all around the country, including in Washington, D.C., almost nonstop for, a month and a half now? He uses military power and federal law enforcement to suppress a peaceful protest. Oh, he's talking about that one time. In June, he deployed the National Guard and federal officers to violently evict protesters in Washington, terrorizing them. With 2 military helicopters flying low near the crowd, Trump also had 1,600 members of the 82nd Airborne on standby outside the Capitol and ready tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition. Oh my God. I think there was, what was the National Guard there for? Oh, because these people were, oh my God, they were peaceful protest? Thank you. Oh, new top donor of the day. We got our little, Jack Cochran would appreciate this alert with the little dancing K-pop chick. Thank you, Gun Fox, for the $5 donation. Yes, the Democratic Party is under the Chinese master. China is asshole.
China is asshole.
That's right. China locked down, but sent their people around the world and infected the world. Now he is wasting away all the heresy with over 40 years of reign. That's right. Whoops, I hit the wrong one. I was supposed to hit the R, not the T. Anyway, thank you, GunFox61. The new top donor of the day is $5. Challenge is on. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Gunfox always sends me a lot of articles, too. I got to get better about reading them ahead of time before I read them. Oh, LA Prepper, how you doing? Good to see you. If you could still vote, you don't have a dictatorship. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. Good morning, Renovatio, too. Okay, so yeah, he used some military power and federal law enforcement to suppress peaceful protests. No, if he was using federal law enforcement and what does he say? And federal law and military power to suppress peaceful protests, there would be Army and Navy and Marine Corps and Air Force people all over the country beating down protesters. But he hasn't done that, has he? He used them in one city, Washington, D.C., to protect some monuments and to, after the people didn't move, after being told to disperse for 3 times, even though it was a silly photo op, they didn't just go out there shooting at them. Did they kill anybody? I don't remember that they did. Anyway, number 2. Trump persistently lies about voter fraud, setting the stage for him to use emergency powers to seize control of the election or challenge the results if he loses. Lies about voter fraud. Thank you, Renovasio. Yes, me and the family are well. Also, good morning, Big Chief Fuzzy Beard. How you doing? I gotta say, lies about, because he talks about how the mail-in ballot system and vote buying system can be fraud. Like they haven't found examples of it. Okay, so he says during a recent special election in California, for example, after a Republican mayor requesting the opening of an additional polling station, Trump. He'd love to say he says something falsely. Trump tweeted falsely that the Democrats have just opened a voting booth in the most Democratic area in the state. They're trying to steal another election. It's all rigged out there. Well, California does, vote mining is legal in California. It is basically fraud, unless they go and vote. Anyway, whatever. Trump has repeatedly tweeted that mail-in voting will lead to fraudulent and rigged elections. Okay, so how's that a lie about voter fraud? Is it an opinion? Is he allowed to have opinions? I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, After winning the 2016 presidential election while losing the popular vote, he claimed a landslide victory and said that Hillary Clinton's lead in the popular vote was due to millions of people who voted illegally. It was an opinion, and you know what? Yes, he won by 5 million votes in California. Okay, so his electoral college win was pretty big. Now, it wasn't completely huge, but it was a very comfortable margin in the electoral college vote. Anyway, number 3. Trump has repeatedly, that's the important word in this sentence, suggested that he might remain in office after a second term and has offered a reason to doubt that he'd leave peacefully after this first term. I'm going to give that the old Washington Post 4 Pinocchios. Donald Trump's already said that if he loses the election, he'll go, he'll leave, whatever. But they're using a quote. Under normal terms, I'd be out in 2024, so we may have to go for an extra term. Yeah, joking in front of a rally, just, whatever. Not seriously. A year earlier, he might. President for life. Maybe we'll have to give that a shot someday. Oh, laughing about the fact that Xi Jinping declared himself president for life in China. And he was joking about that too. Oh, and they even say it's a joke he's tossed off on several occasions, and the power of suggestion is so strong in Trump and his followers that Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and former Trump attorney Michael Cohen have all expressed serious concerns that Trump may try to steal the election or contest the results and not leave the White House if he loses. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's not the first president to joke. Remember when I think was it George W. Bush? He joked about being the dictator. Yeah, that was a joke too. I'm pretty sure Obama joked about maybe running again because But wait a minute. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and former Trump attorney Michael Cohen, who can't stand Trump, all expressed concerns. Jesus Christ, stupid motherfuckers. All right, number 4. Trump appears to believe he has the power to outlaw speech critical of him, and he calls the free press the enemy of the people. He tweeted that of the New York Times and the Washington Post. They are both a disgrace to our country, the enemy of the people. Well, I don't know if that is him calling to outlaw speech critical of you. Can he be critical of you as you're constantly critical of him? Is that allowed, Washington Post? Oh, and then former National Security Advisor John Bolton in his new book claims that Trump said of journalists, these people should be executed. They're scumbags. Oh, yes. I don't know that he publicly said that, but you know. Hi, Lindsay. How you doing? Good morning, MC. Number 5. With Fox News promoting Trump's lies as truth, the president controls one of the most powerful propaganda machines ever created. In the immortal words of Andrew Dice Clay, whatever. I'm not even going to read it. Number 6, Trump believes he has the power to do what he wants regardless of Congress or the courts. Now, this is a bald-faced lie. I read this earlier. Okay, so he said, so he's talking about when Trump said, I have an Article 2 where I have the right to do whatever I want as a president. Now, he also claimed to have the absolute right to do what I want with the Justice Department. So when this was all about when he was making some firing decisions, you know, the right of the president to fire people in his administration, and people were criticizing him for firing some people, and he said, I have the absolute right to fire. Now, he said it, absolute right to do what I want to do with the Justice Department, but that was in regards to hiring and firing decisions, which, believe it or not, he does. And in the event the judiciary branch disagreed, the absolute right to pardon myself. Now that, I don't even remember that thing. I don't remember about that. But then they say his Attorney General, William Barr, and his own lawyers have made it clear that this administration's position, as they have both rejected both congressional and criminal subpoenas for information during the past few years. Well, yeah. And guess what? They should, if the congressional and criminal subpoenas, if they think that's incorrect, they could have gone to the courts and had the dispute litigated and decided by the other branch, right? But they didn't want to wait for that, did they? Remember that part? Oh my gosh. Their arguments, including an assertion to a federal appellate court last October that the president could shoot someone in the middle of New York's Fifth Avenue. That was, are they really going there? And still be immune from prosecution until he left office? Came crashing down with a Supreme Court decision Thursday. We cannot conclude that absolute immunity is necessary or appropriate under Article 2 or the Supremacy Clause, Chief Justice Roberts wrote. Oh, there's a supremacy clause in the Constitution? Oh my God. Maybe we do have an issue with white supremacy. Hello, Sam Tisdale. How you doing? Samuel Tisdale? What's up? Good God. Number 7, Trump acts as if he owns our government and can fire any official who defends the law. Really? He has dismissed an FBI director. That's part of his job as president. And the FBI deputy director. That's part of his job as president. As well as 5 inspector generals and U.S. attorneys. His prerogative. All of whom were investigating or considering either his abuse of power or the alleged crimes of his cronies. Did it stop the investigations? I don't think so. Oh, and this past week, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who served as a national security aide at the White House until earlier this year, was up for a promotion. And was up for a promotion. He resigned from the military, citing bullying, intimidation, and retaliation after he testified under oath to Congress to counter to Trump's interests.
Your life makes me sad.
Oh. Number 8, Trump uses federal prosecutorial powers to investigate his opponents and anyone who dares scrutinize him or his allies for the many crimes they may have committed. Say what? Trump uses federal prosecutorial powers? You mean the fact that they're investigating those people who lied and cheated, and it's documented that they did some bullshit to get this Mueller investigation going? The documents are coming out daily. Just look at the Flynn case. Holy shit. But that judge, he's up there trying to keep that shit going. They continue. After the Mueller investigation of Russia's role in the 2016 election, where he concluded there was no evidence of collusion, the Justice Department began a criminal probe into the origins of the inquiry. Oh, because they might have broken some laws? Just maybe? In Trump words, to investigate the investigators. Yeah, they kind of need to be investigated. And they're finding all kinds of just juicy, glorious stuff. He tried to get the Justice Department to prosecute former FBI Director James Comey and Hillary Clinton. No! The Inspector General recommended that Comey be charged. The Inspector General recommended that. And the Justice Department declined to charge him at the time. I mean, he tried to get the Justice Department to prosecute Comey. That was a referral from the Inspector General. Number 9, Trump viciously attacks his critics and has publicly implied that the Ukraine whistleblower should be hanged for treason. Publicly implied, viciously attacks his critics. Okay, and so how is that? What's this article called? 12 signs that Trump would run a fascist dictatorship in a second term. You mean he can't criticize his critics? Did the president, what's that guy? What's his name? Remember that guy? Nice looking black fellow. The hell was his name? He was Barack Obama. That guy. Remember him? Did Barack Obama ever say anything bad about his critics? Did he ever do some of that passive aggressive shit and talk about the people who were talking about him? Did he ever criticize Sean Hannity or Fox News or any all that shit? I just think that I'm pretty sure, or even Republicans. Did Barack Obama ever say anything bad about the Republicans? Oh wait, I remember Barack Obama had some journalists arrested. I remember that, and I remember him having his Justice Department go in and search the computers of another journalist who was critical of him. Oh, I remember when he had the IRS. He had the IRS treat a certain group of critics of the administration and of the government spending. I remember he kind of fucked them a little bit using the IRS to do it. Remember that? Oh yeah. And wasn't it when Barack Obama got in the office that Donald Trump started getting audited every year? I wonder how that happened. Was that just a coincidence? Oh, and also, didn't Barack Obama use the FBI and the CIA and didn't he have something to do with that? What was that thing that went on for almost 3.5 years? The Russia investigation? There's stuff coming out about that. You'll hear about it soon. Number 10, Trump has messianic delusions that are supported with religious fervor by millions of his supporters. He has jokingly looked up at the sky and said, "I am the chosen one." In relation to negotiations with China. Yeah, he's kind of the first president who's kind of fucked with China. No, most presidents have been kind of scared to mess with China, right? But not this one. That could be good, that could be bad, but he at least, ain't taking no shit from China. This one's particularly funny to me because I remember there was a guy. Oh, that same guy. It's the same. What's his name again? The Yes We Can guy. the cult of Yes We Can. Si se pueda. Remember him? Yeah. Whatever. Number 11. Trump subscribes to the doctrine of genetic superiority and incites racial hatred to scapegoat immigrants. Okay, I'm just going to give you a big fat no. No.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
No. That's just bullshit. Hey, what happened here? Oh. Subscribes to a doctrine of genetic superiority. Really? Have you ever heard him say anything like that? And incites racial hatred to scapegoat. He has rallied his base with dog whistle attacks. Oh, you know, the dog whistles. Those dog whistles that you guys always seem to hear. When he attacked a group of progressive members of Congress from diverse backgrounds, he stated they should go back to the places they came from. Yeah, go back to... Oh, my God. See... Oh! The twisting of lies. Lies, yeah. And over the years, Trump has frequently praised his winning genes. At one point, telling an interviewer, "I'm proud to have German blood. There's no question about it." Oh, for fuck's sake. They're grasping. And finally, number 12 of the 12 reasons that Donald Trump would try to run a fascist dictatorship in a second term. Number 12 is Trump finds common ground with the most ruthless dictators while denigrating America's democratic allies. The oppressive leaders he has praised include North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Okay, that didn't work. The Philippines' Rodrigo Duterte. Mohammed bin Salman. And of course, Russia's Vladimir Putin. And my thing stopped working. Meanwhile, he's attacked traditional U.S. alliances and allies like NATO and Germany's Angela Merkel. Now, have y'all noticed in this lab? Whoops. Have you kind of noticed that Trump is, yes, he's tough on allies because he wants them to do things that maybe they haven't lived up to. Like this whole thing with NATO, getting other NATO countries to live up to their obligations as far as funding military operations of NATO. He was really successful in getting those countries to jump in and make commitments to actually live up to their end of the bargain, right? But, and then when he's negotiating with people that are adversarial, he kind of butters them up, tries to, make them think he's a good guy and that stuff. But, it's funny because let's take Putin, for example. Trump has been fucking with Putin the whole time. He kind of fucked up that whole German pipeline thing. He's got NATO to spend more money, which is, Russia's the main threat in NATO, right? I mean, it's not like, and the sanctions, there have been sanctions. They've added sanctions. They didn't take the sanctions off that they said Trump was going to take off because he's in Putin's pocket. Oh, it's so funny. And again, let's go back to but I thought Trump was already a dictator, right? Oh, and that story about the Russians having bounties on American troops in Afghanistan, which turned out to be bullshit, but there's still people towing that line. Holy fuck. Anyway, so I wasted a lot of time on that. Not wasted. I used time wisely on that. Just a couple. I'm going to give you just some other stuff that I was going to do. There's some depressing stuff. There's some stuff that I really don't want to get into. Annie No has a whole thread of hate crime hoaxes blamed on Trump supporters. I'm going to skip that. Apparently, Kim Gardner, a prosecutor in St. Louis, is going after the McCloskeys, the couple that were protecting their home after the Black Lives Matter protests broke a gate and came into the private road to their house, and they came out with guns. Some call them Ken and Karen or whatever, but they over the weekend their house was raided by police. They confiscated the AR-15 that was there, and then the handgun was in the possession of their attorney. The attorney turned that in. There's been protests at their house since too, but apparently Kim Gardner, the prosecutor, is going after McCloskey, but she's very corrupt, and she part of the thing is she's one of these. Remember I've talked a lot about the Soros funded attorneys around the country that he's gotten. What's this? I can't remember the name of his group, but they've been funding the candidacies of these super progressive attorneys for prosecutors. And this is one of those prosecutors. She's been dismissing felony charges, and she's been accused of discriminating against white employees. Apparently, so this is a little bit about Kim Gardner here. And what happened there? The Observer says that why St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner must be investigated and stopped. The great strength of our nation is that no person above the law, not even those who enforce the law. That's why it's imperative that the state of Missouri begin investigating the St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. Anyone following the twists and turns of the prosecution of Missouri Governor Eric Greitens won't need much persuading. In that case, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner has clearly, repeatedly, and consistently violated the ethics of her profession and brought disgrace to the Circuit Attorney's office. She has skirted and flouted the law in ways that are truly unimaginable, and she needs to be removed from the office in order to send a message to prosecutors around the nation. You abuse your office power at your own peril. Many have focused on her mishandling of the governor's felony indictment, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Kim Gardner's other prosecutions and the day-to-day mismanagement of her office share the same shameful pattern. She has ignored cases that were easy wins, prosecuted cops with what looks like outright malice, and lost staff and personnel at an alarming rate. Former prosecutors who worked with her have done what former prosecutors almost never do: open up to the public and tell people that what they think about how she's handling cases. And here's the real kicker. Almost half of all felony cases from 2018 have had to be delayed because the circuit attorney's office has failed to share evidence with the court and the defense. You can't. That's called discovery. Yeah, what you call DAs. They're called different things in different places. Lindsay. To repeat, almost half of all St. Louis felony cases have been bungled by Kim Gardner. If they aren't careful, prosecutors can get drunk with power. Elected to office, they can begin to believe they are above the law, that the pursuit of justice may even require them to commit injustice. That is what's happening at the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's office. And those of us who have spent a lifetime in law enforcement need to bring these abuses to light. The courts and the state of Missouri need to take swift action. Here are some key points that establish the basis for such investigation and potentially her removal from office. 1. The appropriate contact between Kim Gardner, the lead witness in this case, and members of the Democratic leadership in the Missouri House of Representatives. In a filing made public Friday, we have the most egregious example of prosecutorial misconduct I've seen in my decades in law enforcement. The St. Louis County Attorney, Kim Gardner, was engaging active contact with the lead witness in the case and Democratic members of the Missouri House of Representatives prior to an investigation and without disclosing those interactions. in a text message obtained from the phone of the lead witness in this case, Democratic Representative Stacey Newman texted the lead witness Kim Gardner's phone number and name and says, St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. She said, you can have your attorney call her. Earlier, Representative Newman had texted the lead witness in this case the following, quote, my House Democratic leadership insists you need a lawyer fast. That means, of course, that the Missouri House Democratic leadership were actively conspiring with the lead witness in this case to bring a prosecution. That is also reprehensible, but it's not this piece's focus. I'm going to skip to the next one. The destruction of evidence and failure to disclose evidence. So they're destroyed. Earlier coverage focused on the fact that the alleged victim in the Greetons case said in a deposition that she might have dreamed about the photograph at the center of the case. That was a bombshell, and it was understandably had some good people wondering if they rushed to judgment too quickly. But what's been missing in all the coverage is even a bigger point. It looks like the prosecutor has falsified and destroyed evidence in the case. Circuit attorneys say that she took the lead witness to Illinois, interviewed her for 2 hours on videotape, and then reported that the recording had malfunctioned and wasn't available for some reason. Then magically, the videotape reemerged with the first 10 minutes of audio missing. Why is she doing this? And this is from 2018, where you can pull out an iPhone and record a crystal clear video without any issues. And yet a public prosecutor, the office of the court, actually said to a judge that she lost a video, then found it, and then claimed that the first 10 minutes of audio being missing was the result of a malfunction. Unbelievable. What's another one? The hiring of out-of-state private investigators who engaged in dubious record-keeping and questionable personal behavior. I'm going to just skip through these. The lack of any charges brought in the stabbing of Trent Brewer. I don't know if you've heard of that case. I wish it was the only case that the prosecutor had badly bungled, but in March 2018, a 23-year-old was stabbed in front of a bar. The police put out an alert. The suspect was identified. There were photos, and yet, in the face of all that, no charges were brought. Wonder why. Within certain circles, this case has aroused intense interest and anger. The victim has reportedly cooperated every step of the way and still hasn't gotten justice. Cases are always complex, and this alone isn't reason enough to state that for the state of Missouri to investigate Kim Gardner, but it's a peculiar case that deserves more scrutiny than it received. There's a whole bunch here. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the put this article in the chat just because for time's sake. Okay, there's that. Let's go back to, let's see, hang on a second here. Let's go back to what else do I have bookmarked? There's one other one I wanted to do. Which one was that? Oh gosh, not that shit again. Just bad news. 2 Texas police officers ambushed, shot dead, investigating a routine call. That was not good. Also, there was a mother shot dead after saying all lives matter during an argument. That story is a little bit deeper. If you haven't heard that story, it is a very sad story. In fact, I'm going to put that one, also put that one in the chat as soon as it pops up here. I'm sure you've heard this story, but I'm going to get into Twitter trends. Let's see what's happening on Twitter, what's happening in the world today, so that we can see what people are talking about for the rest of the day. The Washington Redskins are going to change their name and logo. Let's go right into trends here. Just skip this. Trending number 1, Chance. I don't know why Chance is trend. Is this like something about Chance the Rapper? I have no idea. Oh, this chance, the chance of this, okay, that's, okay, just the word chance is being used a lot. The chance of this report being accurate is 0%. So on Good Morning America, 30-year-old dies after attending COVID party thinking virus was a hoax. Okay, this seems to be propaganda. Good morning, check your logic, LXL Ciderant, and James Colley and Kessler. What's up? How you doing? And Evan S. I didn't say hi to you yet. Richard Cranium. There's a whole bunch of people here that I didn't see before. Okay, so let's see. Let's just watch this.
Urgent warning.
Hang on.
Warning officials with an urgent warning about so-called COVID parties where people knowingly attend gatherings where infected guests will be present. All after that 30-year-old Texas man allegedly contracted COVID-19 at one of those parties and then died.
Someone will be diagnosed with the disease and they'll have a party to invite their friends over to see if they can beat the disease.
The chief medical officer at Methodist Hospital in San Antonio, where the unidentified man says he told them he thought the virus was a hoax.
Sound plausible? Oh, it froze. My internet's dying here.
Didn't really believe. He thought he was young and he was invincible and would get affected by the disease. Just before.
All right, this is not working, so I'm gonna forget that for now. But are people really having COVID parties? I just don't know. And I'm freezing here. There we go. Well, you're gonna get an extra doubt here in a minute. Okay, let's move on. What? Oh, this is your time. Oh, this is your time, Washington, D.C. What did that say? Let's see if the same thing pops up this time. Just saying, Chance the Rapper defends Kanye West for running for president. Okay, that's probably why Chance is really trending. But here's one. This is your time, Washington, D.C. This is your chance. The Washington Red Pandas? No. I like the Red Tails if they're going to change the name, but who knows if they'll do that. That Chance tweet is an example of a larger problem, which is viewing the presidency as a vessel for your hopes and dreams rather than as a job that requires particular skills, talents, temperament, knowledge to do well. Okay, that's why Chance is trending. Chance Rapper says, are you more pro-Biden or anti-Ye, and why? I get that you want to reply that you're just trying to get Trump out, but in this hypothetical scenario where you're replacing Trump, can someone explain why Joe Biden would be better? Chance is going to take some heat today. I know that. Oh my goodness gracious. Chance is going to take some heat. Okay, enough of that. Next, what's returning number 2? Number 2, Your Eyes Tell. That is a K-pop one, and since my friend Patrice Ripley, the aficionado of K-pop, is not here today, we're going to skip Monday Motivation. We will skip. Washington Redskins are trending because apparently today is the day that they're going to announce that they will be retiring the name Washington Redskins and the logo. We have yet to find out what that new change will be. Here's a statement from the Washington Redskins. On July 3rd, we announced the commencement of a thorough review of the team's name. That review began in earnest. As part of this process, we want to keep our sponsors, fans, and community apprised of our thinking as we go forward. Today, we are announcing we will be retiring the Redskins name and logo upon completion of this review. Dan Snyder and Coach Rivera are working closely to develop a new name and design approach that will enhance the standing of our proud tradition-rich franchise and inspire our sponsors, fans, and community for the next 100 years. Did the Redskins fold? Yes. Is it okay for them to change their name? Yeah. Are there groups that didn't want them to change their name of Native Americans? Yep. But Washington Pimps. Yeah, they could just go take the old Washington Bullets name, since that's something that's flying around Washington quite a bit. But I doubt if they do that. I personally, the coolest one I saw was the Washington Red Tails. If you're familiar with the Red Tails, which is the flying squadron of the Tuskegee Airmen. And let's see, I wasn't liking the Red Panda ones. Someone will probably bitch about that, but anyway, that's the official word, so we'll hear about that later today. Moving on. Chuck Woolery is trending. The great game show host, who's probably the Washington Cucks. Well, they kind of gave up. But you know what? As someone who's a Redskins fan since I was a little kid, it's gonna be hard to call them something else. You know, like when the North Dakota had to give up the Fighting Sioux. And the tribes around North Dakota liked that name, but other tribes didn't like it. But whatever. Why is Chuck Woolery trending? 30,000 tweets about Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery is spreading conspiracy theories on coronavirus. As the former host of Wheel of Fortune, he is an expert on absolutely nothing. Well, wait. Was he the host of Wheel of Fortune? I know he was the host of Love Connection. Chuck Woolery blocked for me saying he looks like an old catcher's mitt and is probably as bright as one. Okay. I want to know exactly what Chuck said. Did anyone quote tweet him? But the usual suspects are out bitching about him. Eugene Gu, MD, who I don't even think practices medicine anymore. Trumpers. Oh, we have a super chat. Thank you, Cryptic, for the $5. Hello, Beelan Bobby, by the way. Cryptic says, my wife told me she's thinking about selling Egyptian rocks. It sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. Thank you, Cryptic. That was fantastic. I appreciate your humor. Thank you for the $5 also. Super chats through the Streamlabs link in the chat or the description down below. Okay, so let's see. What did Goo say? Trumpers like Chuck Woolery switch between calling the coronavirus a made-up hoax that is not that serious to actually taking it seriously as a deadly pandemic whenever the opportunity arises to scapegoat Asian Americans for being contaminated and spreading the Chinese virus. Nobody is scapegoating Asian Americans for something that came from China. Good God. Nobody's scapegoating Asian Americans. Yes, China is asshole. No one. Oh, good God. Dion Obadiah, please don't dismiss Chuck Woolery as simply a conspiracy person. He has also spewed anti-Muslim and anti-Semitic garbage for years. In other words, he's the perfect example of a Trumper. No, because I don't know that Trumpers are anti-Semitic or anti-Muslim. Okay? Have they? Oh my God. Someone's going to say Muslim ban. There is no Muslim ban. There is a ban for people from countries that certainly have no great system for verifying who they're bringing in the country, but there's no Muslim ban. Just saying. Somebody, there we go. Here it is. Oh, that's why the President of the United States just retweeted these tweets from Chuck Woolery that claim the CDC and doctors are lying about the novel coronavirus. Trump is lucky he has executive privilege because anyone else would be charged with negligent homicide at the very least. Oh, really, Amy Vanderpool? Is that something? Are you a lawyer? Do you think so? And now do Andrew Cuomo, who actually got people killed. So Chuck said, there's so much evidence, yes, scientific evidence, that schools should be open this fall. It's a worldwide, and it's overwhelming, but no. Now, what's interesting is the American Academy of Pediatrics concurs with that. I think it was the American Academy of Pediatrics. There was so it's not. Anyway, then he said the most outrageous lies are the ones about COVID-19. Everyone is lying. The CDC, the media, Democrats, and our doctors, not all but most, that we were told to trust. I think it's all about the election and keeping the economy from coming back, which is about the election. I'm sick of it. Well, Chuck, you are certainly... Now, you can agree or disagree with that, but it's an opinion he has. Is he allowed to have an opinion? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's why Chuck is trending, because the president retweeted him, and when the president tweets, it trends. Rest in peace, Kelly Preston. She was in John Travolta's wife, Kelly Preston. The actor who appeared in films such as Jerry Maguire and Mischief died on July 12th following a 2-year battle with breast cancer. Preston's husband, John Travolta, announced. She fought a courageous fight with the love and support of so many, Travolta said. So, rest in peace. She's a pretty good actress. I enjoyed her in Jerry Maguire. I never saw Mischief. That's sad. Moving on. Check my time here. The View is trending. Why is The View trending? Oh, what happened on The View today? Let's find out. I was going to say otherwise known as 3 Men and a Baby, but I can't decide who the baby is. The View, okay, somebody is screaming about Megan, maybe? Well, this says Megan needs to put on her big girl panties or quit. If she can't handle the GOP being dragged for filth, then maybe the GOP needs to quit being a piece of shit. Every word Joy has said is 100% true. Oh my gosh. Joy Behar. Oh my God. Give me a break. Okay, so just FYI, the White House tours are suspended due to coronavirus. However, they're open to the schools. The View. White House tours. Well, see, schools don't start yesterday. School starts in another month or so. Now, will White House tours be open in another month or so? Who knows? But remember, children are the least likely to have dire consequences from coronavirus. Young people are less likely to have issues from coronavirus. People in their 20s and 30s are less likely to have problems from coronavirus. And so on and so on. Until you get up to about the 60s, 70s, 80s, and people with respiratory problems. Thank you, GunFox61, for the 6th spot and the new number 1 super chat of the day with the 6.00. Thank you, sir. GunFox says, Dems say rules for 4th. Not for me. We can prosecute anyone for any reason, and we should not have to give any of our bullshit info up or to anyone. If you disagree, you are racist. BLM wants to enslave all that disagree or are the wrong race. Well, that's it's interesting because what was that thing? Someone was talking about this. Oh, what was his name that did the interview with Don Lemon? Muscular guy. Terry Crews, who's saying he didn't want Black Lives Matter shouldn't become Black Lives Matter, which is the video I'm going to do something on. I'm still going to do a video on that interview because there's a couple things that are in my craw about that. But, if you're talking about white supremacy, but then trying to make yourself the supremacy, I don't know. Or are they just trying to get a fair spot? Thank you, Cryptic, with the new top donor of the day with the $6 1 cent. If Jack Cochran were here, he would be so happy with you because that little the Korean girl dancing is kind of a Jack Cochran thing. Thank you, 601, top donor of the day. Just cause Cryptic says, thank you, sir. So the new top donor of the day is Cryptic. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Sorry, Megan, but the Republicans are the one that pushed for everything to reopen quickly. They are the ones in Washington calling the shots. No, the states are calling shots, but they are to blame for the mess we are in because they are listening to Trump. I know you don't like that, but it's the truth. The View. So apparently, Megan said something about they're blaming Republicans for COVID. John McCain's daughter can bash the Dems daily. She never... Oh, shit. She doesn't bash Dems on the show. Hardly at all. Oh, my God. She asks questions that are sometimes challenging to Democrats, but Joy Behar is nothing but a Trump-bashing hoe. Anyway, So anyway, so they're mad because people are blaming Republicans for probably for coronavirus, which is kind of stupid because those 5 states with the most cases and the worst, well, they're all Democrat states. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm done. Let's move on because I'm running out of time here. Cryptic. That's funny. Okay, come on, let's go today. We'll work it out. Wait, I was supposed to be on trends. What the hell am I doing? Sorry, gang. Sometimes I hit the arrow too fast, and my computer is running slow today. I don't know why. Let's see if there's anything else worth looking at on the trends, because it's getting there. Wait, that ruined my whole. What happened? What ruined your whole day? Check your logic. What? It's racist parts saying most only come from those 5 or 6 countries were banned. Oh, true. World's largest most population, Malaysia, not on the list. That's true too. China's free to date men without criticisms. Oh, damn, Pete. Damn. All right, let me get down here. We did that. It's National French Fry Day. All right, here's a question for the chat. Let's go. Here's a question and answer for the chat. Which fast food franchise do you like the best when it comes to French fries? Put your answer in the chat. Best fast food French fries. Put it in the chat. Dan Snyder's trending. That's because the Washington Redskins are going to change their name. Dr. Fauci's trending. What did Dr. Fauci say today or yesterday or whatever? Let's see. Am I the only one who would trust a rambling, drunken statement from Dr. Fauci after he's been on an 8-day bender more than a sworn affidavit from the entire Trump team? Okay. The middle of once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, 137,000 Americans are dead, and Donald Trump has ordered the smearing of Dr. Fauci. Oh! We have a new top super chat of the day. Thank you, Mr. Johnny Hellcat, who says... Oh! And we have another new top super chat of the day. Let me check out Johnny Hellcat's here first. Y'all are funny. Johnny Hellcat says... Did Johnny Hellcat say anything? I got cryptic. There it is. Gonna pull a Price is Right move here with the 602, but to immediately take it out by Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
With the 603. Did you watch Will Smith getting cucked by his wife by sleeping around with their son's friend?
That's right.
I would have reached across the table and pimp slapped that bitch.
That's right.
You gotta keep your pimp hand strong.
That's right.
Yes, I did see that. You know what? I'm shocked that table did not go flying during that interview. That was sad and a little bit creepy in the way. You know what they did? They monetized their marital problems. And I think that's might be the sickest part of that whole thing. I see a lot of people doing on the fries thing here. I got an Arby's. I don't know what Sabaya is. Wendy's, Five Guys, McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King, New York Fries. Never heard of that one. Chick-fil-A. Oh, Chick-fil-A. They never cook those waffle fries enough. You have to order them extra crispy. In-N-Out has good fries. Thrashers, if I'm in Maryland, but Five Guys, malt vinegar, okay. And the super chat wars are going on. Jack Cochran wishes he was here today, I'll tell you that. With the 604, Cryptic says, shit, let's get on this, okay? With the 604, new top super chat of the day with the lovely K-pop girl doing that thing. Thank you, sir. Five Guys, Smash Burger, Smash Fries, those are really good when they're hot and fresh. And they got the what is it? The rosemary fries, those are really good. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, Chick-fil-A never cooks their fries enough. Carl's Jr.'s or Hardee's, for those people in the Midwest, if you don't know what Carl's Jr. is. Arby's, McDonald's. Here's the thing, all right? The very best French fries, when they come out of the fryer and they're hot and they're perfectly salted, to me, is McDonald's. When they're just, you get a nice batch of fresh fries. Problem is, you only get them once in a while. But when they are hot and right out the fryer with the perfect amount of salt, they're so good. They're the best fries. Smash burgers. I love smash fries from Smash Burger. Burger King's fries. They have the coated fries again. Those are pretty good. Chick-fil-A, like I said, the waffle fries are never. They're just a little bit too mushy. They never cook them all the way. Sonic's chili cheese tots. Those are good too. Yeah. So okay. I recognize almost every fast food place you've said, and that's kind of okay. So there you go. All right. Donald Trump escalates war on Dr. Fauci by tweeting bizarre conspiracy. Let's see. What? Oh, because he retweeted Chuck Woolery. So based on Dr. Fauci and the Democrats, I will need an ID card to go shopping, but not to vote. What is this all about? Mickey D's are so small. I know, but they're great when they're fresh. Fresh hot fries from Mickey D's, they're hard to beat. I mean, maybe that's just because we go to kid. McDonald's fries haven't been as good as they stopped using lard to fry them. Look, okay, now I'm going to go away for the fries. Bojangles? Oh, isn't that a chicken? That's a chicken place, right? Oh, you know what else has good fries is, and we have a new top super chat of the day with the 605. Now that the Redskins, from Johnny Hellcat, thank you, sir, for the 605. Now that the Redskins are changing their name, the alcohol and meth addicted natives can now heal. Your move. Now? Oh my gosh. So let's see. Donald Trump escalates war on Dr. Fauci by tweeting game show host Chuck Woolery's claim that the CDC is lying about coronavirus. Trump kicks off this week by retweeting a bizarre series of claims. One claimed Dr. Anthony Fauci supports ID cards to go shopping. Another came from game show host Chuck Woolery, claims CDC is lying about the virus. There's no proof for the allegations. Trump has long argued coronavirus will just disappear, but cases are skyrocketing around the country. With states starting to close again, Trump has been focused on the economy as part of his re-election campaign. You know what? I don't have time to read this one today. I'll put it in the chat, though, if you're interested. And we may talk about that one tomorrow, because it certainly is going to be talked about today. You know, a lot of people, I noticed like the other day, who was it? Jake Tapper talked about something. Trump wore a mask at Walter Reed Veterans Military Hospital, right? And there was pictures of him doing that. Oh my goodness, we have a new. Now this top super chat. If you saw that alert, that was definitely for the guys. Suck it, Trebek. I'm raising the bar, and oh, my favorite hands down, they don't sell it anymore. It was a place in Jacksonville. M-Shack did poutine with turkey gravy, cheese curds, and chunks of turkey on their fries. Okay, now, love me some poutine. Well, see, the new top super chat's now $26.69. Which was the, in fact, I'm going to replay that because it's my new favorite alert. Here's what Gamer Valine did right here. That's the new top super chat of the day is $26.69, which just happened there, and I just read it. Poutine doesn't count in the fries contest because that is not just fries. I'm just saying just the fries. And now the smash fries count because they're how they're seasoned. Someone else had some other type of fries up there. But thank you, Cryptid, for the $6.06 that says butts. And Black Hebrew Israelite said, Top that, bitch. This is like the church collection plate.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, the top one today now is 2669, which had a specific alert attached to it. And thank you, Mike Segura, for just subscribing. I appreciate you if you're lurking in the background or however that works. Thank you for being here. All right, guys, let me rip through the rest of these. I gotta rip through this, the trending tweets because I've been hanging on too long. But it's going to be interesting what happens with Dr. See, Dr. Fauci is an interesting fellow because I was telling the story about Jake Tapper saying that, because Trump was wearing a mask, right? Jake Tapper tweets out, well, if he had done that in February or March, things might be different in this country. And Jake Tapper, in February, Dr. Fauci was saying that, at the end of February, in fact, Dr. Fauci was saying, well, you're probably not going to need any behavioral changes yet concerning this virus. You don't need to necessarily change what you're doing. Oh, so Dr. Fauci wasn't even talking about masks in February. And then in March, Dr. Fauci, on the Today Show, said, well, if you want to take a cruise, you could probably take a cruise as long as you're healthy. If you have some respiratory problems or if you're old, maybe you should avoid taking a cruise. But otherwise, yeah, go ahead and take that cruise. So in February and March, we weren't even talking about masks yet. And we didn't know what was happening. And we have a new top super chat of the day, $26.70 from Cryptic, who says... Cryptic, who says, meh. All right, you know what? I'm going to have to Love Connections trending because Chuck Woolery, DC United. I don't know why that's trending. Okay, last one that I'm going to look at on the trendings, and then I got to get out of here, would be Harrison Ford is trending. Now, always makes me nervous when I see a celebrity that... Okay, it's just his birthday. Whew. But how many... Okay, now we're going to have to guess how many tweets it's going to be before I see that Denzel Washington gif or GIF, whichever you prefer, saying, whew, I thought maybe he was going to be dead. Let's see here. Okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No Denzel Washington GIF yet. GIF, whatever you want to do. And it took 7. There it is. Saw Harrison Ford trending. I thought something bad happened. And there's the Denzel Washington GIF that everyone throws out when everyone is GIF. So good. A happy birthday to Harrison Ford. Congratulations. All right, let's just do a quick rundown through the notifications, see if I have anyone else to thank. I got thank you, Necrosol Collins, Tyler F, Jack Cochran, Grillin' Pirate Pete, Cynical Lindsay, Necrosol, I already said Necrosol Collins, Jaeger Pony, Becca Fairley, and Cindy Rochelle, all of you who tweeted out the show today. Also, for the the Super Chat Wars today were fantastic. I appreciate that. You don't know how much that helps. It's great to have you here. Thanks, everybody, for being here today on the Morning Night Live. Everyone who participated in the chat, everyone lurking in the background, everyone watching on the replay, make a comment in the comment section. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT for my friends in other parts of the world. And if you'd be so kind, on your way out, if you haven't done so already, take a hammer to that like button and just pound that thing to bam, hit that like button. And if you'd be so kind also, if you want to make donations or super chats in the future, they're always in the chat. They're in the link in the description down below. And you can go to PDawg9.live. Follow me on Twitter for mine, Gab, Parler, for notifications, or you can just make sure you are subscribed with that little bell going ding, and make sure that's there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to go. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Just seems we started, and before you know it, it's time we have to say so long. My name's PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Oh, hang on. Just under the gun is GunFox61 with the $30 top super chat of the day. Fuck you blow before the might of the American Empire. Thank you, sir, for the $30 super chat. Oh my God! And now Gamer Valine has topped that with a $35 super chat. Thank you for saying Cryptic must have missed me battling Zach on Sinatra's channel. Sup, bro? All right, I do got to go. Thank you, everybody. My name's PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here.